feasting on fun.
Be there! Scour the spaceways! Explore vast alien worlds!
This tin right here contains the whole rigmarole.
I used to smoke about an ounce of hash every day.
Good.
And it made me go a little bonkers.
Maybe if I occupy his mind with more duties, I can control his space.
Hi.
Big fat
Hi.
doobies.
Hi. Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt and Grand.
Hello and welcome to the Hot Box. Today is Saturday, March 6, 2021, episode 233. My name's Matt. That's Grand. That's Venter. Of course, our production crew. What's their name, Grand?
Their name? The Gingers? I believe it's Redhead Studios.
Ginger Soul Productions.
That's what it is.
Jesus, wow. It's a bit now.
I'll set them up and you knock them down.
Ginger Soul Productions, check them out.
Yeah, they do amazing work. All of the last two episodes that you can find on the Hotbox YouTube channel have been done by them. And I gotta say, it's everything I ever wanted this show to be, but never had the time to do. Like, to pull out the pictures and the quotes and everything we're talking about and have them up on screen. Like, it's really cool. I was watching the last one with my kid and my lady downstairs while we were eating, and we had it on the TV. And like, yeah, you turned the Hotbox into a TV show. So thank you.
That is really cool. Also, speaking of YouTube, if you're watching right now, don't forget to like and subscribe down below here. Somewhere. Yeah. It's under my fingers, not yours. Make it under my fingers.
Smash it.
Make it under mine.
My fingers.
It's under mine. It's mine.
And check that bell.
And check the bell.
We stream here live from the RDABS Discord every Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Check it out. And if you missed the show, definitely catch the video on the YouTube now that those are getting done. And if you're just an audio only kind of cat, hotbox.earth or hotboxpodcast.com. That'll take you to the website. You can listen right there. The show's on Stitcher, Spotify for audio only. So definitely check it out and come hang out here throughout the week. We're always here talking about coins and dabs and glass and weed and all that stuff.
What's going on in the world of coins before we get started?
I gotta say, right now, everyone was hyped about Doge. Well, move over Doge because there's a new coin in town, and it's called Hoge, H-O-G-E. We all got in. It came out February 7th. Of course, none of this is investing or financial advice, but just from one red crayon eater to another. It came out February 7th. It's based on Doge, but it's deflationary instead of inflationary, which means every transaction, 1% of the total gets burned, and 1% also gets distributed to all of the holders. So you just get free Hoge for having it in your MetaMask wallet. I'll put links to it in the show notes so you guys can check it out if you want. I don't think it's too late. I think it might hit a penny, and if it does, that's really sweet. I put in 300 initially, turned that into $5,000, and then I added another 700 yesterday during a dip, and now I'm up to 12,000. So we rolling, baby. We're gonna pay credit cards off with Hoge.
Also, pay credit cards off with Hoge.
Not investment advice, but definitely check it out. We might need to make some sort of channel in the Discord if this keeps up.
You know what? In honor of you making it, I think we can ask the people of the Discord for a channel name, and we can make that under a topic.
I think it's getting enough
enough
hype and enough people talking about it to not want to clog up general with it. And of course, we'll have links in the show notes to the other investor groups. I know there's a lot of cats from RDABS in there. There's a lot of cats from there in RDABS. We've just kind of been mishing and mashing the communities, which is cool. Free Lunch is one of them on Discord, and Toonces Trap House is the other one, where lots of that stuff is discovered, and then we see what happens. So definitely check it out. I want to say thank you to everyone who picked up my album, Project Survival, on Friday. Bandcamp waived all the artist fees. So a lot of you guys went out and bought that on Friday. I definitely appreciate it. And on the streams on Spotify, we broke 5,000. So that's pretty cool. I've never had an album like do that. So it's cool. Thank you. You guys still playing Ark?
A little bit. It seems like everybody's kind of taking a break / maybe coming to an end. But,
y'all hit it hard. Like I go to bed, you're playing. I wake up at 5 a.m. You're playing. Like you guys are always on that shit.
Yeah, that was. It doesn't help that was my crack before all of this started. I have 2,300 hours in that game now.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
If you had a Hoj for each one of those hours, you'd have probably like $22.
Okay, I'm down. You want to trade?
Maybe.
Does it work like that? Maybe.
No.
Maybe. You just start wasting your life and give me a Hoj for every hour.
Every time you do something dumb, I want a Hoj.
Yep.
So there's a new map opened up. What's going on with that?
There is a new extinction map opened up, which is one of the DLCs. We've done a little bit of work on there, but it's kind of been a hiatus. Maybe me and Vint will go do a little bit more work on there tonight. I don't know, depending on how he is after his dab break today, which I want to talk about that a little bit.
Got a little something special in the mail, didn't he?
Apparently.
Yeah, got the J Red 6-sack diamond knot. It is a monster. It has been getting me to the moon the last few nights, and just been a wonderful experience. So much easier to clean than I expected. For all the fucking haters.
And how was your
So you
shipping
guys-
experience?
What's that?
How was your shipping experience? Did you get it promptly?
Oh yeah. So Matt put this in the mail like Tuesday morning, and I got it like Thursday. So
It just teleported.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
Oh,
the
yeah.
post office.
it did not even get scanned in at Matt's local post office. It just kind of showed up across the river at mine.
Yeah, we
Like,
have
that's the
trip.
first scan on tracking was just across the river for me.
The
Across the
Eugene
fucking country.
the Eugene post office utilizes a line of trebuchets, and so they usually
I
don't.
believe it.
They don't have time. There's no time to scan it because there's so many packages that need to get flung. So
They just start.
yeah, that's how it
You
gets
see,
there.
it starts with a trebuchet, and then it's just a series of trampolines.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like one of those Mario levels where you're like doing doing.
So if you want to excuse
Yeah.
the jazziness, this is what Vince's talking about, except it has triple the amount of stacks on it.
Yeah, so mine is like literally 3 times as like tall as that.
Like that.
And you'll be able to see a video of it here when we do the dab break. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah. That will be interesting.
Let's see. From the RDabs subreddit.
Whoa.
Oh, am I
We got
skipping?
movie night.
Oh.
Just skipping.
Man,
Skipping.
that's what happens when I
Jeez.
don't make the doc.
You got to read every line.
I know.
You gotta read, man.
Shit.
So, for you guys that don't know, usually Matt makes most of the show documents he'll go through before he goes out and plays his fall tournaments and just bust out a show document. But today he was a little bit busy, so he asked me and Vint to take care of it. So it's going to be a little bit different show for him. He's not used to the kind of things. Normally he's got like lead ups and stuff to his stories, whereas for ours, we just have like this one that's just and then it's the link.
You're really testing my hosting prowess on this episode.
Just going in blind,
That's
basically.
I'm flying blind.
Yep.
Coming in hot and I'm flying
Off
blind.
the seat of the pants. I
right.
like it.
I don't usually freestyle when I rap, but when I host podcasts, you know I will. So we having a movie night tonight?
I was thinking about it. I was wondering what you guys all think. What sounds like a good movie? I mean, I've heard a lot of really good horror movies coming into play. That sounds like a really good idea, but I don't know, maybe an old school classic like Shawshank or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, or perhaps in celebration of the investing channel, perhaps a Wolf of Wall Street or a Margin Call or a Big Squeeze or whatever.
Wolf of Wall Street would be a great watch.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually ever seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh baby,
Really not.
all
You
of
gotta see
the
it.
all of
I
the
think we might have
memes,
to watch it.
all of these memes are about to make way more sense after you watch
Yeah.
it.
Get the lewds, Donnie.
Get the lewds. It's such a good movie. His role in that is just so good.
Leonardo DiCaprio's a good actor.
Yeah, and we also will be doing a Jam Hole episode tonight, I believe at 8 p.m. Pacific time. So hopefully that doesn't interfere with movie night. Not that.
No, usually it's earlier than that.
Hell yeah.
Your Jam Hole episodes are late from my end.
Yeah. Well, West Coast time, baby.
Yep.
From the RDAB subreddit, user Tishumiya posted 5Gs of Banana Puffy, number 7. Laser Cat. It's a name I see in the chat every now and again. Cats seem to enjoy the Laser Cat dabs. Looks good.
Looks like some fresh pressed live rosin.
Yeah, looks like diamonds, kind of, but I can see they're like more flakes.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
I thought this was really kind of cool and weird. It's weird, like flakes. Like I almost wonder if it's like shatter thrown into terps or something like that.
Nah, that is live rosin for sure. Laser Cat, that's like $115 gram in California.
Actually, this
Really?
was 180 out the door, and I had reward points, they said, for the dispensary they go to, and got a hell of a deal. It was originally $300 out the door for 5 grams, which
Wow.
seems a little better than 1 gram.
That's a good discount.
Yeah,
I mean,
Gotta use those rewards points when you can, you know.
you do. I get like
it
10.
looks phenomenal.
I get like 10 or 20 bucks off when I go buy weed at the local shop here, just from using rewards, because I buy like an ounce a week or something, and then dabs every now and again. So that shit like adds up. If your dispo has it, no longer is it called evidence. It's called being a VIP customer.
it's called rewards cards.
I know. Can you imagine like going back in time to like the old school dealer and being like, can you start keeping track of all of the bags I buy from you? Because I'd like a punch card of some sort.
I know. Do you punch my cards? Does the punch card work here?
They'll punch something, but it probably won't be your card.
Those dabs though do look phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard pretty good things about Laser Cat.
see, this is why it needs to be federally legal, so we can have all of this. Like,
I know.
somebody can be like, you know what, I'm gonna
I
try
know.
that.
One day.
Fucking order that shit up.
We're closer now than we have ever been. So
Yes, we
one
are.
day.
Yep.
User Rockerbox posted CRC. Aw, you guys. I'm new to the science of all this stuff. Can someone please tell me why I should dislike CRC? Did one of you all post this?
No, this was not. I swear to God.
All I know,
What the? Busted.
all I know is that it stands for color remediation column. Just looking for the explain to me like I am 5 type info and more info about it. And let's see. Our first, this should be good. Our first comment, Cold Blooded 710 says, "Yo, what's up? I'm an extractor of 10 years and currently work in a lab in a legal state. The short answer is that by using CRC, you can make lower grade, dirtier material look nicer." See, why is that everybody's go-to? I thought you were an extractor for 10 years. What you should be saying is that you use CRC to further purify the cannabinoids that you're getting so that you are dabbing the highest purity. Not, it's to make shit look shiny. Granted, that
And
is,
polish a turd. with
if
it,
you're
yeah.
if you're buying it not from a dispo, that's probably what it is, which sucks.
Yeah.
But I feel like as an extractor, you should go into that from a more positive angle. Like, unless you have a dog in this race that like you're trying to make people hate it even more, because you're framing the whole rest of your write up in a negative light. So yeah.
Fuck CRC. Buy my $120 live rosin now.
Damn. Let's see. Lower grade, dirtier material look nicer. You do this be filtering the solvent extract mixture through media such as bentonite, clay, or silica. A lot of people are scared that some of the filter media will come through, some of which are known carcinogens. From a chemistry perspective, it's similar to distillate because so much refining is done to it. I don't know about that. Those are two completely different processes if he's talking from a chemistry perspective. Like,
So while we're on this subject, I actually had, this isn't in the show doc, but it should have been. And I wish I would have, there it is, I got it. Okay, I wish I would have put it in the show doc because I would love to get your take on this and try to figure out what this is. But somebody in our Discord got some stuff that was supposedly from a dispo, and it leaves like a sand in their banger.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
The only thing I can think of is like it's obviously some sort of contaminant, whether it's from having a dusty banger or things left over from other dabs, or it's in the material itself. It's hard to say without actually seeing what the starting material looked like. And even then, like my example I always like to use is a lot of the labs that buy bulk CBD isolate, like all of the CBD isolate that's made that's really nice, like a pure white color. There's no like off yellow to it. There's no like off white to it. It's like pure snow looking material. I feel like all of that gets sold to the end users on sites like Tetra or whoever's selling it. And the rest of it that isn't able to be made a nice, super fluffy light color gets sold to these big bulk facilities that are then turning it into other things. And when you melt that stuff down, you would be amazed to what comes out, because you don't see any of the particulates or anything in the isolate itself. But as soon as you microwave it, melt it down, and it turns into that gold distillate looking material, you start to see like all of these specks, and they're just contaminated. It's like dust, dirt. Sometimes you'll see little hairs. Like you see, it's like lint basically. It's like digging in the bottom of your pocket. And like that's what. So that would be my guess, is that it's some sort of contaminant like that just didn't get filtered out. It could be plant material. It depends on if it burns or not. Like it's hard to say from a picture.
It burns. It almost just looks like it's just sand.
Yeah.
Know?
And if it is, then that could be filter media. Absolutely. But without seeing the actual oil before it got dabbed, it's really hard to say. It could also be recrystallizing THCA as the banger cools down.
Yeah, Miles Mangoes in chat says,
it's
dude
sand.
said no clay smells and tastes fine.
And it looks like sand. So yeah, it's really hard to say. And that is a problem with CRC that a lot of people run into, is sometimes these filters either fail or they're not using the correct micron filter, and you get some of that dust getting into the material. And if you're doing a normal BHO extraction, you're doing it cold and everything, chances are you're not winterizing after. If you do winterize, it would be another step of filtration that would remove that stuff. But since they're not, you're just pretty much pouring it, purging it, and then packaging it. Like, it doesn't have a chance to go through another filter. So it definitely could be remnants of that.
Now, do you think that's fine to smoke?
I mean,
with it being a silica.
I smoke cigarettes, dog, so I'm probably not the fucking. I'm
Do
not
you
the
think
best
it's probably
person.
just like
ask.
plant matter left over.
If
somehow?
it was plant matter, it would definitely burn and char, and you would see that
that's
like
true.
if you dab like green dabs or like real low grade flower rosin, like you
that's
get
true.
more chaz in it from that plant material burning than carbonizing, and then
Yeah, that's true. He says it tastes fine, so it's probably not burning up like that.
yeah, and
The
if
fact
it's
that
silica,
not
like.
burning either.
And if it's silica, I mean, that is kind of how it acts. Like, it is a very fine sand, but so is THCA. So does it melt if you reheat it? I would be curious to see that. If not, then it is probably silica. But if they're saying they're not and they are, that's a problem. Like, if you got to be transparent and legit with what you're selling in these shops. You know, you can't say something's like straight live rosin when it's like filtered CRC. You know, that's just that's bad business in my opinion.
Now, the silica being silica, do you think that'd be an issue or anything like that?
No,
Obviously, it's
dog,
not.
you dab out of silica, bro. Borosilicate is fucking silica. Like, it's
I think it's more the issue is that, like, obviously it's not something that's ideal to get, but is it safe?
I'm not a doctor. I would, if it tasted fine.
I'm not a doctor.
If it tasted fine, my concern would be if it is silica and when I Q-tip out my banger, if it's going to leave score marks and scratches and shit, I'd be more concerned about that than any damage I'm doing to my lungs. But again, I said I smoke cigarettes and shit, so I'm not the best. I'm not the picture of perfect health to ask.
Well, one of the points that I'm not
I'll
sure
dab
to
RSO,
is
baby. I don't give a
fuck. One of the points I'm
mine's-
trying to get at is it's not that if it causes cancer, more so is that there's so much shit going on with CRC nowadays. So many people
I would
are
say
like,
the-
"Oh, is it gonna fucking kill me or come into my mouth?"
The worst.
If it is like silica, there is like a problem that because your lungs can't get rid of the dust. But if it's staying in the banger and not going into your lungs, then
Well, how do you know? If there's
I
that
don't
much
know.
in the
I mean,
banger, my
you don't know
concern
what
would
it is. That's the
be
problem.
dabbing it without water in the rig. I assume if you're using water in the rig, it's going to get caught by the water and you're not going to inhale it. If you're doing like what I'm doing over here with the Peak and just hitting it dry, I would be more concerned about that. But I also look after I'm done with my dab, and I don't ever see fucking powder in the fucking bottom. So
In your job, do you ever use CRC columns?
I used to. We don't
Okay,
anymore with what we're doing.
That kind of filter media, isn't that all usually the same size? It's not usually like just a bunch of random size grains thrown in there. It's always usually like
It depends.
uniform sand.
Some companies make their own blends depending on what you're trying to remove. So you have to know what the material is contaminated with before you choose a media to remove that contamination. If you're just doing like broad spectrum color remediation and you're not trying to target anything specific, they will generally use blends of like silica and bentonite, and that usually is enough to get out or make it look lighter than it would have otherwise.
That
What, Vin?
dab time.
Oh shit.
Well, geez, he's fucking ready. We got
Dabs,
caught up in
dabs,
talking
dabs,
about
dabs, dabs.
Well, what are you guys dabbing on today? Vin, what's your half gram going to be today?
It's some Ghost Train haze.
Did he say half gram or whole gram? I thought he said whole
I'm
gram.
not thinking a whole gram.
You're-
What? No,
Why?
You're doing a whole gram?
that's ridiculous. That would flood out the 6-sack.
Well,
Isn't that
that's
the point? Jinx.
I don't even have a full gram to dab. All right, bro.
Damn.
It's that time.
That not
could.
making him bankrupt, yo.
Heating up.
All right. What about you, Matthew? What are you smoking on today?
I'm working my way through some of this lemon jack here by Jolly's.
Ooh, lemonine is a very great fucking terpene. I love that.
Yeah, lemon jack.
What about you, Sloth? What you guys smoking on over there?
Some tasty smokable stuff. Yeah.
Tasty, smokable things.
Our producer's nodding off at the wheel.
All right. Well,
Cheers,
I
boys
myself
and
have some
girls.
peach cobbler that we'll be heading during
You
this.
can't dab peach cobbler. That's silly.
I can sure as hell try. And to that, I say dab on.
This episode of The Hot Box is brought to you by Gary's Glass Adventure. Go to garysglassadventure.com and check out his shop for any of your dabbing needs. Gary's Glass has quality German quartz and bangers of all sorts. They come in all sizes, 10, 14, and 18 millimeter. Also available are quality ruby pearls and rigs from a variety of artists. Again, that's garysglassadventure.com. Use promo code R/dabs710 to get 10% off your order. This episode is also brought to you by Sweet Piece of Glass. Spog is an amazing website with lots of great pieces and a large assortment of accessories from artists like Chappelle Glass, Unlimited Glass, and Glassmith. Quartz by Jake Miser and J Red Glass. There's almost nothing you can't find from Spog. Matt always takes care of his customers, and if you're in the Discord, he'll often give you a deal. So join the Discord and check out his shop to pick out your very own functional piece of art. He can be found at sweetpieceofglass.com and in the Discord.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this dab break brought to you by dab number 313 out of my Peak Pro. Same atomizer. Clean, baby. Look at that. Do you even dab out of that? Yeah. Yes, I do.
You could cook a small rice dish in that.
I
My
cook
God.
2 pieces of rice in that dish. So to kind of finish up on the CRC thing, from going through the comments, it still looks like nobody knows CRC from their asshole. But everyone likes to give their expert opinion on it, so definitely cheers to that. All right. Well, let's see. User
Well,
belly.
I wanted to give your opinion on it to what
Oh.
it could be, you know?
Yeah.
That's all.
Absolutely. It's
Sorry, I was
fun.
muted.
It's funny that everyone's like, I'm not an expert or anything, and then they like lay out their pseudo expert opinion on it.
Their
That shit-
doctor thesis on it.
Yeah, that shit always makes me laugh.
I mean, did you guys make it down to E-Rock 96's post? I mean, because that got real flavorful at the end there. This last
did not.
sentence.
oh, please.
Oh, buddy. I'm just going to read out this last sentence. I'm
Yeah.
not doing the whole thing here, but from his first post, in the past few years, as CRC has become more popular and more available, all the dark brown sludgy poo soup wax that used to be as prevalent as CRC is hard to find, and I think that says a lot.
What?
Yes, that's what I just the dark
Man.
brown sludgy poo soup wax. That's probably I want that a legal brand.
I would just like to say that I would feel an awful lot more comfortable if people could learn some basic English before they tried to learn chemistry, just so that, you know, we're starting on the same foundation here. Like, that hurt my head to listen to.
Well, welcome to Florida. Oh wait, that's later on in the show.
User My Belly Can Talk. First rig I've ever really fell in love with. Also the first banger I didn't chaz to fucking death. Going on 6 months strong. Love my setup. Is that an Arizona tea? What is that?
Where is this? Oh yeah, dude, Arizona tea can.
That is indeed an Arizona tea, sir.
Nice.
That is amazing. I want it. If it wasn't a fucking male rig, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a female banger, like,
Why though? That's no.
I don't know.
That looks amazing though. Does anybody else like need that in their life?
Nah,
That's pretty dope.
it's okay.
Right.
I don't know.
Thank you, Vin. Thank you, Vin. Somebody else understands me.
It's not my flavor, I guess. I'm not
I'm
a
so
big
dying to-
Arizona. I don't drink Arizona tea though.
Oh yeah, Vin just took a half gram.
Yeah.
We completely just glazed over that fact.
I really,
all
I
of that
really,
was in the video, but we didn't because we're doing
I
it live.
think it was like a quarter, to be honest.
I'm really digging NOC2H6 only gases comment here. What's it like using a 90-degree banger on a 45-degree piece? And
Inquiring
instead of it
minds wanna
devolving
know.
into naughty talk, it actually like turns into a nice conversation.
That's
It's decent.
good.
Yeah, the internet's not such a bad place anymore.
Sometimes I feel like therapists that are like in school, like going to learn to be therapists and psychologists and stuff, I feel like some of them get assignments that are like, go onto a subreddit and then like find some negative shit and see if you can turn that shit around.
When you can handle this, you're
Yeah.
ready for the
Yeah.
real world, kid.
Totally like, if I was a teacher, that'd be on my assignment list for sure.
That'd be on my assignment list. How to be a Reddit moderator.
And honestly, I use spinner jets, the fill pots, and I put a 90 on those, and those are classically more of a 45 angle, but it's made to tip back. And if somebody made that comment, I would probably have something negative to say about them or their comment.
Oh, wait, I didn't actually look. Okay, no, he's the one who later, the guy who started the comment is not where this happiness comes from, where a nice conversation happens. At the very end of this all, he goes, blowing glass must be hard. And that's sitting at the, that's in the
Brilliant.
one up vote or less category.
Brilliant.
Sitting on the or less category for sure.
That's amazing.
I love the community.
Oh, okay, it's time for a new game. It's time for a new game.
Okay.
This one's called Swiss cheese or wax.
Okay. User Red Rastafari 1? Far 1? Oh, the 1 is an I. Okay. Red Rastafari says, "Eye on the prize, my people. Eye on the prize." And then you can see his eye on the prize, I guess.
Now,
Are we the prize since he's now staring at us, or?
I think that's what he meant.
Okay.
Because the
Feel
prize
really-
certainly wouldn't be this CRC slab of poop we're looking at. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's good. Everybody's
phenomenal.
everybody's
It looks like a
dabs
thin slice
are
of
good.
cheese. It just looks like a thin slice of cheese almost.
Yeah. This is what happens, and like, to be perfectly honest, this is what happens when you first change out your CRC filter media and you're on that fresh clay. The first run you do through it takes all the color. And then you're left with like weird,
Nothing.
hazy Swiss cheese looking shit. I don't know. I'm sure it's delicious though.
Oh, so I found something good came from me and Vint doing the doc today. We
Go
have
on.
in our midst another dab podcast in our midst. I found them posting on our Reddit.
Interesting.
They are 8 episodes in, I think.
Interesting indeed.
It is.
Is this you guys?
This is not us.
The Dab Den. User bitter
So-
with all sweet, bitter with all lil sweet. Okay.
So I watched a little bit of it. It seems pretty cool. They kind of just sit around and bullshit and stuff. And I reached out to them a little bit, and I think we might have them on the show.
Nice.
Come out and hang out with us and do a show. But I
was just rinsing the isopropyl out of my knot, like just flicking it out on a paper towel,
And
and I just
broke.
threw it across the room. And it's fine.
Is it
Well,
okay?
That's quality.
Totally fine.
Oh man,
how'd that work out for you?
My
Knots
heart-
are quality quartz.
my heart just jumped. Baby, getting too old for this.
Oh, Vince Instagram video's up.
Nice.
Vint, can I send you a GoPro and you just attach it to one of your bangers and just
Right.
let's see what they can take.
We're sending you a drone and a GoPro.
I don't know about the drone, but I don't even know one of those. Shit.
God, it'd be so cool just doing dabs with your drone, like just hovering all up in your business.
Yeah, like totally cooling your banger off way faster
Yeah,
than we're accounting
yeah.
for because of the jet stream coming. Yeah.
Oh, you guys don't
You're-
drone tech?
You just have a third person.
drone tab.
Peasants,
Oh my god.
I only drop my dabs from 300 feet above me.
right? I don't even touch the dabs anymore. I have a drone that does that.
I just touched my lips.
So yeah, we'll throw a link to this in the show notes for the Dab Den. Check it out. Looks like they got a YouTube channel, and yeah, look forward to more episodes of that and a crossover episode, perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps indeed.
My lips are like sticky with reclaim from that dab.
Are you sure it's Reclaim and not Poison?
Kim.
User Canna Puffin said, did a test of some 4 to 5 month old shit we couldn't smoke. Soaked it. Of course you did.
Starting off strong.
Of course you did.
Starting off strong.
Yeah.
Kinda puffing.
I'm all in. Soaked a 0.2 to 0.3 in 99% ISO for 24 hours. Don't know what it is, but it looks awful. Okay. Anyone have any ideas what's wrong with it? Never buying smoking live resin from low-priced bud ever again. I recommend you don't either.
So I don't know what this is, but damn.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. So that's the jar with the ISO in it?
I don't know.
And not all of it dissolved? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
Well, newsflash, weed expert, dabs have fats and waxes in them, and guess what? They don't really dissolve in alcohol.
No, you're a liar.
No.
You know, you could just replace the word price in low price bud with effort, and it would be pretty much the same.
Oh, fuck. Maximum effort. Yeah,
Right.
I like BC got kills 23 said, lol, damn, that be in your lungs like Corona.
Thankfully, it wasn't smoked.
And-
It's can of puffin.
Gonorrhea says, my guess is that it is some sort of dye. Well, thank you, scientist. Appreciate that guess. Why would there be fucking dye? How does that even... Oh, God, it hurts my head. How does that even come close to making sense?
Well, bro, when you make Durban poison on the BM, like you spray it with yellow so it like pops,
Oh, God.
right?
You guys are killing me.
Fuck.
You guys are killing me.
If that hurt your head, get ready for your head to hurt more for this next post.
Oh, user OTRML, said, am I assuming I'm dabbing too hot?
But look
Well,
at the bagger.
That's a good assumption. It's either that or you're not cleaning it out all the way in between dabs. You can take a dab that's perfectly fine temp and then not clean it all out and then torch up for your next one and you'll get the same effect.
I
But
think that was from a drop that he dropped.
That thing turned to ash instantly. I bet a Q-tip could just Q-tip like that right out. You know, no ISO needed. Just like it's that fucking. burnt
also,
on there.
I'd also like to give a shout out to the giant cartoonishly large Percocet sitting next to the Q-tip in the background of that picture.
I think that's an ISO lid.
Sure it is.
Okay.
I think that's just I don't know. I thought that it looks like soap, but
I know.
I don't know.
ISO jar like on the other side of the banger right there, but
I was waiting for someone to comment on that hangnail.
Nope, I wasn't even gonna go there.
I
But
wasn't even gonna go there. Ew.
but
Ew,
for real,
why'd you
like
make me look at it?
you're in the bathroom, and I mean I don't want to turn this into a podcast where we're constantly making fun of everything we find on the subreddit. That's what we do in VC, not on the podcast. But for real, like you're in there, just set the banger
Don't tell
down
them.
and
We're supposed to be nice.
and fix it.
We got yelled at for being mean already in the Toxic High School clique.
Yeah. Well, not the show.
No, I know. Just me.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, and then a lot of like expert advice on heat up and cool down times. So,
So
hopefully.
is he dabbing too hot?
like I said, maybe
Most likely.
it's
So
like
here's
it's
your
like
perfect lead up.
it's like all those people in the investing chat being like, "Is this gonna go up?" It's like maybe. Fuck, I hope so. I don't know. Fuck, nobody
I'm
knows.
putting money in.
Should I buy it this much? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
So if this is from Cali,
What the fuck
I'm-
is this?
What is this? What is this?
User
Plug said it's from Cali.
user boy that comes here. Plug said it's from Cali. What part? Like all the specs that are in it, or like the
Maybe just a lid of the jar.
that's fire.
bought the jar from Cali.
Did he?
Comments though.
User Bob
Comments?
Jones
No.
BJ's says, did he smuggle it in his ass? Maybe.
Condom.
If so, I think the condom broke. And the response from boy that comes here says, LMFAO, nah, this shit straight butt chocolate, no dabs to begin with. Y'all got that
Well,
butt chocolate?
And then we got the authority on chocolatey goodness, Pudding 7474 coming
Nice.
in hot with hell yeah. I thought I was the only one who dabbed barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's, right?
Oh yeah, I love me some Sweet Baby Rays.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Baby Rays.
They're not
What are the
wrong.
chances that someone with the username Pudding was gonna comment on this post?
Username checks out.
Someone
Absolutely.
said, P.S. It's actually my Turk D8 distillate reclaim.
Nah, dog. Reclaim looks better than that. Come on. I think we found the source of the specs in Homeboy's banger, though.
What, Corona?
If the dabs look like this, then yes, that's where it came from. That's fucking
Dude,
gross. How'd you guys find this stuff? I feel like I don't find when I
I
on
believe
me.
last week we had a whole discussion on a one up dude or less section, and I think
yeah.
we're in it.
yeah.
I find
Fair
the
enough.
lowest of the low.
Fair enough. I see you sorted by 0 or less. Fantastic.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
User Leafliz says, looking to get my first dab rig. So I wanted to get my first dab rig, and I can't decide between 3 mini rigs from MJ Arsenal. Of course. Why is everybody so hyped on MJ Arsenal? Like, is
You know,
it just
It's
cheap and
probably at the price
decent?
point.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're not terrible, right? Or
Yeah, no, they're pretty
Okay.
decent. It's like China glass with like good quality control.
yeah, okay. The MJ Arsenal Claude Royale and Hydra. One of these
So-
3, which would you recommend? I'm leaning towards the Claude, but it's out of stock on their website. Well, I think you just answered your own fucking question. If
The
you,
one that's in.
if you want the one that's out of stock, oh my god, you obviously can't get the one that's not in stock.
well,
Is
what's
there
going on?
is there an
Go
MJ
ahead.
Arsenal secondary market, like when people buy China Terp Slurpers and sell them for $1,000?
Oh my god, they do not.
Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, use just sandblast is China Surfer. Fucking sell for 300, 600.
Somebody sell this cat the Claude.
Wait, so if I sandblast my Chappelle piece with like Cheech and Chong on it, you're saying I could upsell that thing for like $2 grand?
You have to do something fancy like a Louis Vuitton like pattern, you know?
I mean,
like a Gucci pattern.
I'm not saying you can't.
You're just saying that if I do, you'll lose all respect for me, right? It's okay.
So on
We'll
this
see.
topic, one of my friends hit me up today and said I can start smoking again, and I want to dab. Oh God, my fucking animals are going apeshit.
Can we get some ape shit animals theme music going on, like some Benny Hill something?
Oh, we're gonna be on that. Yeah, Benny Hill. Cue Benny Hill.
Cue the Benny Hill.
So one of my friends hit me and said he wanted to start dabbing. So I was wondering what you guys think one of the best starter rigs is. I set him up with a campfire round bottom. I actually gave him my spinner jar cap that I got from your shop, the sweetpieceofglass.com. And then we got him a little pop from sweetpieceofglass.com.
It's
So
always
he only paid $100 and he got a full setup.
it's always hard to say when people ask that kind of stuff because it's such a personal preference thing. Unless you're like getting it to flex on other people, like you won't know what you like until you try a few different kinds, which is, I think, a really good use case for that lower price. It's not going to function as good as like a non-import piece, but it'll give you an idea of the difference between a recycler and an incycler and a fab egg and a shower perk and all the different things that you would maybe get.
One of my friends, before he got his headies, he went and got like a bunch of different types of pieces from DHgate, and the ones he just didn't like, he just sold them off on like secondhand on like Reddit.
Yep.
So,
and that's really it. Because I mean, if you've never done it before, there's really nothing in your day to day that you could compare that to that they would have like a reference point to. Like go get like a bottle and put a hole in it and then suck through a straw. Like there's nothing you can really compare that to. So you have to either just go by videos and by just a visual cue of what it looks like when it functions, without actually feeling like the difference in the draws and everything. Or like your friend did, just sample a bunch, sell off, or make a cool video of you breaking the ones you don't like. And then once you figure out the style you like, start looking at, dope artists that are making rigs or whatever in that style. And then I think you'll have a much better time.
Now, it seems like everybody always kind of goes for the recycler.
Yeah,
nowadays.
people like watching things spin and move, and I think that's the only reason. I do see a lot of cats try to rationalize the differences in like being like, oh, this one will give you a better taste and this one will give you a better. It's like, will it really though? You're literally just moving water. Like I don't think blindfolded, other than the draw and the pull of it, like you're not going to know the difference.
I feel like it gives it a little cooler hit with the recycler, but that's just me.
I don't think you could tell the difference.
Okay.
We'll do it. Blindfold. When we do the RDabs Discord meetup in person, I'm going to put you to the test.
Well, like you said, though, you can feel like the draw and the pull difference of it. And
yeah, but that's strictly function. That's not going to change the flavor of what you're dabbing or make it taste better.
No, there is zero difference in the flavor, but you can feel it in the way you
it's just
pull.
the function.
I'd be able to feel a recycler pulling it.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with how it's going to taste.
No, absolutely, yeah.
If you want to talk about taste, let's do some dry hits, and then we'll talk about taste.
That's right. We go dry hit everything.
There's two ways. You either dry hit or you go micro rig with a lot of water in it, and then you get the terps in the water, and you physically taste that water when you suck up the water, and then you spit it out like a wine tasting. Those are the only two ways to really taste terps if you really want to know.
That sounds hot.
Yeah. Let's see. In the news real quick, from the Blacklist, Massachusetts has a testing backlog problem that is crippling the legal market. Yeah, is it?
Did you just say Massachusetts?
Massachusetts is currently one of the few legal cannabis states east of the Rockies and the only one on the East Coast, excluding the recent entry New Jersey. One of the reasons mass companies have struggled to develop a more robust cannabis market is a lack of licensed testing facilities. Lack of testing might seem ridiculous to many operators who have access to multiple labs in their area, as it does. In the Bay State, there are currently 2 licensed labs, with a third recently announced. The Massachusetts cannabis industry. Now you made me think about it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Currently has a 2-month backlog in testing turnaround. Now, if you're a rational person, you might read that again and say WTF out loud like I did when I learned this information. How can a massive state like Massachusetts only have 2 licensed labs in the state? I don't know. Have you ever looked into how expensive it is to build a licensed lab and then find people that aren't complete dum-dums to work in that licensed lab and follow proper protocols and procedures? It's really expensive.
In chat says Massachusetts sells boof.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know that because there's no testing. I spoke with multiple shops in the Northampton Amherst area, which I consider one of the best cannabis regions on the East Coast. Dispensary owners and employees are all frustrated with the state body. Many of these companies produce hundreds of pounds of product per week, and testing delays can negatively impact profit margins and customer satisfaction. The state of Massachusetts has 3 licensed testing facilities for the legal cannabis industry as of February 2021. There's Aries Laboratory, doing business as Indo Laboratories. Indo look more like outdo. You know what I mean, yeah. They were recently issued an adult use market testing license, allowing it to operate in the adult use market. The lab was only licensed in the state in June of 2020 and only allowed to operate in the AU market as recently as January, when new rules were implemented. They say that the 2 labs were previously the only 2 licensed labs for the Massachusetts legal adult use market are CDX Analytics and MCR Labs. Overworked and overrun with products to test for compliance and safety, Massachusetts has seen an expansion in cultivation licenses and an increased number of dispensaries opened, resulting in larger number of products. We see 6 to 8 week backlogs, they say, on testing for cannabis products in the state. So
2-month backlog? That's pretty bad.
And I mean, there's really, like, it is legit really expensive. These machines, these HPLCs and everything are very expensive. Standards are super expensive. I think that's one of the main reasons you only see like a few of the major cannabinoids being listed, because labs don't want to pay the outrageous cost of getting standards for things like CBT and CBL and CBC and all of the other deltas. Like every one of those majors and minors that you want to test for, you have to have a standard for. And if there's only a couple of laboratories making these standards, like, they kind of charge you whatever the fuck they want, you know? And they're not cheap.
Right. Yeah, I imagine they won't be.
But I mean, I don't know what Mass's resident rules are as far as being able to come in from another state. Like, say you have a testing lab in Oregon or Washington that's already been established, been doing this for 5-6 years now. They would have that money, that knowledge, and know how to be able to just come into that market, build a lab, and start testing and like make a killing. But I don't know how their laws work, if you can be from out of state or if you have to be from the area.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of them are from the area.
Takes money to make money, especially in the testing game. And I guess you could get into the argument like, well, then why doesn't the state just do it? And it's like,
They
well,
don't fucking want to.
do you really want the state doing that, first of all? Like, I
That's
don't
also
know.
a fair argument.
Yeah. So, what else we got here? You guys know you can go to news.google.com and type in the word marijuana, and it'll bring you a bunch of articles. I like that you guys focused on the blacklist, because I really don't really read their site much, but they got some good stuff on here.
That was Vin.
I usually just see like what they post on their Instagram. I don't think I've ever gone to their actual website. I don't even know if I thought that they had a website.
I usually don't either, but I needed to find shit, so.
I feel it.
I did our dab section invented the news, so.
Oh, nice. I appreciate you boys doing that. Beware of blasted weed. What in tarnation? This dang blasted weed? what it looks like, and how to avoid it. So when they say blasted, do you mean
Like already
pre-run, post-extracted weed? Post-run? Oh, Lord. When I was working in California, I'll tell you a little story. A lot of the labs there would sell their post-run material to other labs. And then some of the farms got privy to it, and they started selling blasted shit and then asking the people if they could come pick it up and dispose of it for them as part of the cost. And they would do that. They'd take it back and they'd rebag it, and then they'd sell it to another lab. And by the time you get down the line there, you got one lab wondering, I bought this material, they said, tested at 14%. Why are my yields only 2% or 1%? That's pretty hard to make a living off of that. Oh, it's funny to see that it's actually being sold to actual people smoking it.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Let's see. They say when cured to perfection, good weed, it breaks up beautifully, having what I've come to call a crawl to it. Versus if your weed is crawling, smash.
This is interesting. This guy is from, as he states, the Draconian South. So as you're reading this, try to think like a thick Southern drawl.
All right. When cured to perfection, good herb breaks up beautifully, having what I've come to crawl to it. Versus floating away in the air. Man, you ever have your herb just float away in the air, man? That's called mold, baby.
And propane.
Trichomes, they don't float, baby. Okay, trichomes, they're heavier than air, baby. They fall. Mold floats.
Mold floats.
Bad weed crumbles to dust and floats away as you try to break it up, man. I spent damn near a lot of my time out west in Colorado. I visited dispensaries in Fort Collins, Boulder, Rainbow Springs, Denver, Manitou Springs, Pueblo, and Trinidad.
All right, Forrest, come on now.
I'm not a huge fan of
this guy from. I don't
of
know
most
anymore.
dispensary weed. It's not all bad, but it's definitely not all good.
Okay.
So what? If you've ever smoked weed that tasted like shit, had 0 trichomes and no buzz, you probably live on the East Coast. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Your weed is good.
That's all fucking true.
Your weed is good too.
It's true.
Your weed is good too. You could say that it's the blasted weed sucked. Chances are that weed was blasted too, meaning someone made concentrates from it already. Blasted weed doesn't only suck, it's bad for you. When you buy weed from a legal cannabis dispo with tested potency, it should live up to those test results. And if your herb doesn't sparkle or glisten with trichomes, chances are you got some blasted weed. I guess. I mean, I don't even know anymore.
I don't even know anymore.
Good weed, sticky to the touch, covered in glandular trichomes and properly cured. Bad weed, no glandular trichomes, shitty taste, dry as fuck, and no high or buzz. Yeah. Now, what if you take that blasted weed and you spray it with, like, something? Spray it with some cannabinoids.
Spray it with some cat piss.
Spray it with some distillate.
I like the fact that he gives us, blasted used in references with sentences. That's real English teacher nice.
Yeah.
Here is the word blasted used a few times, like I hear it here in the South.
If we look back to
blasted weather was cold last week. Did you hear about the blasted president of ours? Now, I will state, I've never heard anyone ever say that shit.
That's
anyway.
This darn blasted. He says butane can be very dangerous. Since the trend of dabbing is still relatively new, we have no way of knowing any long-term effects of it. Really? Westward reported in a story back in 2011 that butane may have harmful side effects. Medical professionals agree, as you'll discover by researching information from the NCBI, JAMA, NIH, and other platforms.
If butane was dangerous, wouldn't like everybody who smokes now be getting cancer?
Yeah,
away?
it's the dose makes the poison, and you also have to look at boiling points of the things you're worried about, and if they're boiling off well above room temperature or below room temperature, like it's not sticking around in any levels that is really going to do damage, unless you happen to be like ultra sensitive to butane, which I can't imagine that being the case. Who knows?
Right.
People be soft these days. You never know. Maybe a little butane just set them right off.
People be soft these days.
So yeah, just be careful what you're smoking. Obviously, and I feel like it doesn't need to be said, but I'll go ahead and say it. If you're smoking shit and it hurts you, stop fucking smoking it.
Stop smoking it.
I can imagine like not being able to breathe and slowly suffocating to death, and then knowing that I got there because I wanted a little weed buzz. Like that, just when you look at it that way, I feel like it doesn't. The risk far outweighs the reward, especially if you have a big tolerance. Well, yeah. Not trying to live to be 100, bro. But my cigarettes don't give me a burning in the throat or chest that lingers, no buzz, poor taste, or buds that tend to be fluffy and brittle. So, you know.
It's because they come pre-rolled.
That's right. My cigarettes have no visible glandular trichomes on the buds or the stems.
I just wanted the more you know star, but it's a cigarette lit going through the sky.
I give this article 5 cigarette butts.
What are we trading for? Like, are we locked up right now? What are we trading cigarette butts for?
Right
Why have we gone to the cigarette butt economy?
It's my rating system. West Virginia governor supporting the taxing the absolute crap out of marijuana to replace income tax. Now that's interesting.
I think that's an actual quote.
Instead of taxing income, you just tax the crap out of weed. Now, as somebody with very little income who smokes a lot of fucking weed, I would probably not be down with that.
So your state's economy is run off its potheads?
Yeah, that's definitely whack. The governor of West Virginia isn't personally a fan of marijuana legalization, but for the second time in a week, he said that he'd support the reform if the legislature sent a bill to his desk. In response to a question about the prospect of taxing, quote, the absolute crap out of cannabis, Governor Jim Justice said during a virtual town hall event on Friday that he's, quote, not a proponent of recreational marijuana. However, he noted, quote, it seems like the entire nation is going to end up moving that way. Just picture like the kid like running to catch the bus and the bus just like not stopping for him, and it would just be like, you just missed it, man. If in fact the entire nation is going to move that way, if our legislature from the standpoint of the Republicans in the House were to bring me that, and it would be tied to using those extra dollars to get rid of additional personal income tax, I would support it, he said. Of course you would, because how's your income, bro? He says, quote, I'm not in favor, but I would support it if people got on board and brought that to me.
So what I hear is stop taxing me from working.
Yeah.
Just tax the people who want to smoke and stuff.
I mean, all taxation is theft if you really want to get down to it. The only tax that works would be at a super local level, going to things that individual community is able to use. Not like, here's $10 off of every fucking 100 you make going to bombs. You know, I mean, I'm sure we need a few bombs. Probably don't need that many, though. The voter who posed the question was primarily concerned that no new taxes be placed on nicotine vaping products, of course, and wanted to suggest legalizing cannabis as an alternative means to raise revenue. How about alcohol? I smoke cigarettes and weed, but I don't drink, so fuck y'all. Let's tax alcohol instead. Now, how do you feel? It's not very fun, is it? People want to tax your vices. Shit. You don't see me running around trying to tax meth, prostitution.
What the?
I don't mess with your vices. Why you got to mess with mine? That's all I'm saying. Tax alcohol.
I'm not slapping your chalet out of your hand, bud.
That's right. You know, everybody just keep their own shillelaghs in their own hands, and we'll be good. It says, please don't do a $70 tax on my vapes, man. Friday's event was focused on the state's move to eliminate the personal income tax, but this isn't the first time that Justice discussed how regulating cannabis sales could factor into that effort. On Tuesday, he similarly said that he'd be inclined to sign legalization legislation if lawmakers sent it to him, in part because he's from members of he's from members of the medical community who feel that regulating cannabis sales could actually reduce drug type problems.
Man, that
What?
typo felt like you were having like
I had a stroke there for okay.
Stroke, yeah.
That wasn't me.
Also,
I'm just reading the prompt.
You think maybe it would have had a little bit more effect if the guy had said, "Please don't do a $7 tax on my vapes, bruh,"
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Please, bruh, don't tax my vapes, bruh.
Come on, bruh.
Pretty please, bruh.
So, are you ready for this week's Florida Man?
Yeah, hit me with it.
All right. I'm not sure if this kid's from Florida, but he might as well be.
I'm not sure if this kid is over 18.
I don't know if you understand how Florida Man works.
No, he's either 18. No, he's 13 and 28.
He's either 12. I said he's either 12 or 25.
What the fuck?
Dude, that is a fucking
Everyone is
no.
collectively just like, "Oh, what is this?"
What the fuck? So he puts the banger in his nose? No rig.
He's laying down.
And-
No, the rig is his skull.
Oh my god.
The rig is his skull.
That would make me
Matt, I
so
think your homeboy that sells those skull pieces needs to talk to this guy for copyright.
for real though. That would make me
This dude is a
so
living pipe.
How is your eye not burning from that banger heat? Like that would make me so nervous that it would just hit my forehead and then forever I would have the dumb fucking
Or if you suck too hard and get oil down the neck into your nose.
Oh god. There's like so many things wrong
Somebody
with
get
this.
this kid in touch with a freak show.
Somebody
quick.
sponsor this guy.
Somebody sponsored this kid.
If this kid can't take your dabs through his nose like this, they are shit.
If Matthias WRX doesn't sign this kid, you're fucking up. If Custom Grow doesn't go in halvesies on a new house to burn down with this kid, you're fucking up. Sorry, too soon?
It's
soon?
funny because it's true.
It's that, and the dude always reminds me of Kenny Powers, which makes me smile. It's like the weed Kenny Powers. All right.
Matt, does that look like a 14 or an 18 millimeter joint in there?
That
I'm just wondering because it looks big.
That nose looks like an 18 to me, but it could be a 14. It could be a 14.
I think it's a 14.
You never
At
know.
least he wasn't born with one of those male nose out pee. Like, come on. dude.
Oh god, did you just assume his nose's gender, bro?
No, I'm talking strictly the way that a piece is described, as it is either inward or outward.
UPC, bro? Colorado State, bro. 98. UPC?
Oh my god, again.
All right, who's
Okay, and on that note,
who
we're
are
going to end the show.
who are the boosters this week?
Who are the boosters?
Well,
I don't
the
have
boosters this week, we've got a fantastic list of lovely individuals, which I'm going to bring up right now. That's right, folks. The boosters this week are Six Stack Zach, Among Us Imposter, Bison, Dabberjaw's Cult Leader, Diamond XO, Eastern Dank still holding GME, Freeman 13, Glitter FM, Globaholic, Grand Engine, King Cord Trademarked, Drink Hunter, Not Matt, MF Slug, OG Robin Cars, Reggie Ray, Slumpy, Terp Pearl Enema, and Zamasu.
Damn. Props to all the boosters. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Shout
You gotta
out.
let Colin know.
Shout out to the boosters. All right. Well,
Shout.
thanks for listening, everybody. Definitely check out our homies over here at Red Hair Ginger Fire Studio Productions
Soul Productions.
on the video editing. You guys do really great work. Definitely check out Project Survival. It's on Spotify, Apple, Google Music, and on Bandcamp if you want to drop some actual cash on it. Or check this out. only rapper to take Ada or Hosh for it, just fucking bang that wallet code. And
Oh my God.
I'll take Ada and send you the album. So definitely appreciate the support. Find all of our stuff here at hotboxpodcast.com or hotbox.earth. Hang out throughout the week on the RDABS Discord. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next week. Stay safe out there. Thanks for listening. Bye.
See y'all next time.
Peace.